Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well. We'll begin today's session. This is the first question. The figure shows illustrations of 6 metal rods which have internal and external screw head patterns at the end. So what are internal and external screw head? So what you see here, this is an internal screw head versus what you see here is an external screw thread. Okay, this is an internal screw thread, this is an external screw thread. Now, the portion in the figure shows the cross-section view. What is the maximum length possible by connecting the rods? The thread can be connected partially. Okay. So here, what we have to identify the maximum length that we can get. Now, please note in this case, we need an internal and external screw thread together to have a connection. Okay. Otherwise, there is no connection possible. They are just lying besides each other. They are not connected. So how do we do this? So, okay. So we start with the internal screw head first. First, only internal screw head, we start with it. Okay. So, the internal screw head, which is of 220. And then comes the other one. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we'll take the 3, which has one external and one internal screw head. Okay. Then we'll take the 201. Why? Because the 201 will connect itself through the external screw head and then there will be one internal screw head inside. Then we'll go take the 4, 5, and 6 together. So 200, 200, and 200. This is 200, 200, and 200. Okay. So the total length which is possible here will be what? Total length will be 220 plus 200, 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200. This will be equal to 1020 as the total maximum length possible here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. The attached image shows a corridor floor that is covered with square tiles of same size. How many tiles are covered by the green patch? We have to identify the total tiles that are covered by the green patch in the figure. Okay, so let's do this. So this is how the tiling will happen. Now please note, because this is in perspective, as you go further, the length reduces. The height of the length that we see reduces gradually. So the total grid, so the tiles missing will be the total grid that we have marked here. I will take that completely, which is a 6 by 6 grid. And I have to subtract how many tiles? We have to subtract 1, 2, and 3 tiles. Okay, from this. So 6 by 6 minus 3 tiles, which is 36 minus 3. So total tiles that are there between hidden by the green patch will be 33 tiles. Okay, 33 is the right answer here. We'll move to the next one. Figure on the left shows an unfolded pattern of a die. If 4 such identical dies are stacked one on top of another as shown on the right, what is the sum of numbers appearing on the faces which are parallel to the ground? What is the sum of numbers that are appearing on the faces that are parallel to the ground is what you have to identify. So here we have 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 happen here. Okay, this is 1 and 2. So top will be 4, bottom will be 3. We are not worried what will come on top, what will come on bottom, because we just have to add it up. So this is 4 and 3. Next we have 6 and 3 coming together. 6 and 3, they come together here. The top part of it will be 5 and bottom will be 1. Okay, so 1, 5. Yeah, then we have 5 and 4. We know top is 6, bottom is 2. So 6, 2. Next we have 2 and 4. 2 and 4, they come together here. Top is 6, top is 5, bottom is 1. So 5 ऊपर है यहाँ पे already. So this will be 1. When you add all of this together, the total answer that will come will be 27, which is the right answer here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Two transparent discs with markings on them are shown here. Which of the option can be created by overlapping or rotating them? Okay, so in this case, let's just start with the red circle which is given, which has this quadrant and then another quadrant here. One has a triangle and one is a circle. So red and then the triangle and the circle orientation. In A, with reference to the red colored one, triangle and circle are fine. With reference to B, with reference to the red colored cross, triangle and circle are in the adjacent triangle, so that is wrong, and adjacent quadrant, so that is wrong. Reference to option C, this is okay, triangle and circle in opposite. And with reference to option D, so triangle is here and circle is here. Yes, they are in the opposite quadrants, but the position of the this triangle is little bit a problem here. Okay, if you look at the position of the triangle, it's a little bit off. Okay, it's a little bit off. This one, it's on the side versus yahan pe it's somewhere in the middle. Okay. So this is wrong itself. Now we'll check the blue one with reference, sorry, the black one. With reference to the black one, square and the hexagon, they are in adjacent quadrants. Here, square with reference to the black one, okay? Square and hexagon are fine. And also in C, square and hexagon ka position with reference to the black lines are okay. So A and C are the right answers here, okay? A is fine and C is also fine here, therefore. We'll move to the next one now. Shown below is a T-shaped image of a transparent sheet on a transparent sheet of paper. Which of the options is or are made up of overlapping or rotating multiple copies of the transparent sheet? So here, in this case, this is a transparent sheet, T, which is printed, and then we have to identify which of these options could be made by overlapping or rotating by making multiple copies of the transparent sheet. So how will they come together? This is how the sheets will come together, where this is one block, this is another block. The third block happens here. Fourth block happens here. And then finally, the last one happens in this part. It works. With case of option B, if I have to get it like that, this is one block. This is the second block. The third block will come here. And this is the fourth block. In which case, you'll get a line here. Okay, you'll get a line here. So B is not possible, A is fine. With case of option C, with case of option C, this is how it will happen. One block, it should be happening like this. One block. Second block. The third block. And one second. The fourth block. Okay. So that will avoid that line which is seen here. So C is also okay, no problem. This you don't have to see. Now next is D. Again, the same way we can do it. One block, second block, third block, and then the fourth block, and it works. So D is fine. Correct answer is A, C, and D. All three are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. A paper strip is rolled and then cut into two planes at 45 degrees as shown below. The middle part of the cut paper is unrolled. Which of the option represents this part. Now, in this case, if you observe the thickness, the point where it starts and the thickness, this is the middle part, so it will have a medium size. Then from that, it increases to maximum. And from there, after coming up a semicircle, after coming back from a semicircle, it comes back. The middle part will be of its least length. Where is that happening now? And also, we have to have this variation where this distance, there is a considerable variation between the smallest and the largest distance. So evidently D is wrong because the distance between the smallest versus the largest is actually too less. B is also wrong because it has a zigzag pattern, it's not smooth. Between A and C, between them, if you see, this starts with a middle size, but then it reduces instead of going to the maximum. So A is wrong. Correct answer is option C here. We'll move to the next one. The phrase shown below uses a particular font. Which of the options belong to the same font family? Here, if in this case, if you see this matra with reference to that, is straight away the correct answer here will have this kind of matra. So D is the right answer here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Asta is sailing a paper boat in still water. Which of the given option represents the correct reflection? Okay, so because she's sailing a paper boat in the water, and for her face, the chin is the first thing that gets seen first, which means that will be bigger compared to her forehead. So the case where you see like this, options like this and this, where the face looks exactly how the main figure is actually wrong. Because when I see a reflection from top, my chin is enlarged and my face looks distorted, where my chin looks big versus my bangs or my forehead looks small. So A and C are wrong because of that. Between B and D, when you compare in D, the eye is looking this way. Here in the reflection also, that eye is looking that way. Versus in the reflection, eye has to look towards the persons because it's mirror. So where, like how it is happening in option B. So B is the right answer. D is wrong. Okay, we'll move to the next one. If dressoglyph means wood board, phrasoplats means body study, glitter dressy means food wood, and dressovolts means digital screen, what word means screen size? Okay, so here, if you observe, let's try to find out which are the common words that we see. In this case, the common words that I am able to find is wood here. In both the case, the common word is wood. So in the opposite side, the meaning part, the core word of it, which is the repetitive word, the repetitive word is this, glitter. Glitter is the repetitive word. Okay, this much. Here, glitter is a repetitive word and wood is a repetitive word, which means, and also if you look at the position, wood in the first, glitter in the second part, wood in the second part, glitter in the first part, which means it flips. So I have to identify what does screen means first. Screen is coming here, is in the second part, which means dreso, D-R-E-S-S-O is the word that means screen, which is coming in the first half. So the words that I has dreso are C and D. Dreso is here. And then I now have to identify what does size mean. Now I have to, the dreso that we see in option D is already there in the is already used for some other word. It's coming here, dreso, which means that represents board. Okay. So that is not possible. Therefore, the correct answer for screen size has to be ISIC Dreso. D-R-E-S-S-O. Okay. We'll move to the next one. A yellow rolled paper, a rolled yellow paper cylinder is rotating clockwise direction at a constant speed of 1 revolution per 60 seconds. A pencil is touching the paper cylinder and is moving from T1 to T2 in 10 seconds and then stops for 10 seconds. Then it moves to T3 in the next 40 seconds, as shown in the figure 2. What will be the graph of the paper when it is unrolled? When this paper is unrolled, what is the graph of the paper? This is the starting point. Okay. So in which case, what will be the graph that will be seen on the paper? So here, because it is moving at constant speed, there will be an angle, then there will be a horizontal line, and then a skewed angle. So correct answer will be option A. Okay, we'll move to the next one. 20 points are arranged on a plane as shown in the figure. What is the highest number of squares that can be drawn using any 4 points as the corners? We have to use this. The corners of the square has to be points which are there. Okay, we have to use the points that are given. So here, what will come? So this is how the number of squares will be formed. In this pattern, we have 9 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 squares. In this pattern, we have 4 squares. In this, we have 2 squares. In this pattern, we have 4 squares. And then this is the same pattern's repetition, a larger version of it, 2 squares. So correct answer is 21. Okay. We'll move to the next one. Image of black, sorry, if we have to find the area of the black surface in the image given below. All the curves have the same radii and the value of pi can be taken as 22/7 is what is given. Okay. So in this case, if you observe, how do we break the geometry? When you try to break the geometry using these lines, you will realize that the part which we see here as shape 1 can be found, both these are shape 1 which can be found, and then you also get a triangle. The black part is made up of 2 of these shape 1 and 1 triangle. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll find the area of the triangle first. So area of triangle will be half of, this is 7 and this is also 7. 7 multiplied by 7. 7 multiplied by, sorry. 7 multiplied by 7. And this, sorry, this will be equal to 24.5. 49 by 2 or 24.5. Now, I have already found the area of the triangle. Now I am interested in finding the area of the shape 1 that is given here. I'll just draw this again in a second. Yeah. So this is the shape, this is shape 1, and this is shape 1. I've already found the area of the triangle, okay? So I'll find now the area of the white sector, this white sector. Why this white sector will be required as an area? Because when I subtract that area of the sector and from the area of the triangle, I'll get the area of the shape 1. That's why I need it. So area of sector will be equal to pi by 2 or 22/7 multiply by 7 multiply by 7 multiply by 45, which is the angle. This angle is 45 by 360 degree. When you solve this, the answer will come to 19.5, 19.25, sorry. Okay. So area of shape 1 will be equal to area of the triangle, which is 24.5, minus area of the sector, which is 19.25, which is equal to 5.25, which is area of shape 1. So area of one black part is this much black part, okay? How much ever comes in this much, which is 1/4 of that area, it's that one part is equal to, there are 2 1 shape 1, so 2 into 5.25 plus 24.5, which is the area of the triangle. This will be equal to 35. So area of the black part, whole black part, is equal to, there are 4 such parts, so 4 multiplied by 35, which is equal to 140. The correct answer therefore is 140, which is the area of the black part. Okay. With this, I will end today's session here. Thank you so much for your time, guys.